Good morning, and welcome to Changing the World with God and with Good. Where for about 5 or 10 minutes I get to share God with you, all of His simple truths for humanity without religious bias, without ethnic bias, without national bias, gender bias, or political bias. Certainly not religious bias. And it's Friday, and I was thinking about what I would share with you this day. And as I thought about it, what came to me was the topic or the title or the subject, I'm Still Standing. And I wanted to share this message with you so that you would have some, energy and life about this Friday and carry it over into your weekend. And I wanted to talk from this particular subject because there are so many of us that have gone through many a difficult moments, many a difficult days, many a difficult seasons in our lives, yet we are still standing. See, there's somebody out there that I'm talking to this morning that has been molested. You was molested as a child, and molestation isn't just perpetrated against young girls, it's perpetrated against young boys. There was somebody out there that I'm talking to that was molested as a child, but you are still standing. They thought that what they did to you would destroy you, but you are still standing. What was meant for evil, God has caused to be a ministry for you, and you are still standing. Somebody out there, somebody out there, I'm talking to you this morning. You better tell somebody, if you only knew what I went through to get to this point, you would shout hallelujah with me. Somebody out there, I'm talking to you this morning, that was abandoned as a child. You was abused as a child, but you're still standing. You were bruised, but you were not broken. You was torn, but you are still. God had a way of mending what was torn. He had a way of replacing what caused you harm, what abandoned you. God created a situation to take what was meant for evil and allow you to still be standing, and allow you to still be praising Him in all things, in your good and your bad. You better tell somebody, yes, I've had my difficult days, but I am still standing. Somebody needs to know that, yeah, if you only knew what I've had to go through to get to this point, then you would understand. You are still standing, and many people have absolutely no idea what you had to go through to get to this point. You better tell somebody, I don't look like what I've gone through. Yeah, see, there's somebody out there, and I know that I'm talking to you right now. You're dealing with foreclosure. Yes, and you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do or where you're going to go. Your family it seems to be in influx. There's so much uncertainty about what you're going to do, but I can just see you right now. And not only are you still standing, but you're praising God like you know you've got the victory. See, they can't understand why you still have joy, but I can hear you telling them, oh yes, I hear you telling them that you can remember your mama telling you that God didn't bring you this far just to leave you. See, there's somebody, we've all had situations where we've had difficult days and difficult moments and difficult seasons. You see, somebody out there right now, you're dealing with the loss of that job that you used to support your family, to take care of those that you love. And it's difficult right now. Yes, it's difficult. And I understand this, but I can see you right now. And I see that you're still walking in faith towards that door that is ahead of you, that God is about to open for you. Yes, I see you. I see you. And I say to you, I salute you and say, keep walking. Keep moving, knowing that God is with you always, even until the end of time. You just got to keep moving, beloved. You've got to realize that many have fallen, but yet you are still standing. Somebody out there, you've gone through situations and they just didn't really know how sick you were. They didn't know that the doctors had told you that cancer would win and that you would no longer be with us this day, but you're still here. And not only are you still here, you're still standing and you're still praising God like you've lost your mind. You better tell somebody, it ain't always been good. I've had my tough days. I've had hills to climb, but God has been there through it all. Somebody needs to know that you're able to still stand. They need to hear your story. God didn't let you go through that for you to keep it a secret. He created you and he made that situation tailor-made so that when you came out, you would shout joy, realizing that you had the victory, not because of anything you did, not because you were so good, but because he is so good. Somebody out there this morning have had to deal with hunger and homelessness. You didn't have any food, you didn't have, any shelter, and you didn't have any money in your pocket, but you still made it and you are still standing. Somebody need to say, but God. I don't know where I would be but for God. Somebody needs to clap your hands this morning and you need to stomp your feet because can't nobody else tell it like you can. But you can tell where you've been and what God has brought you through. You need to clap your hands this morning and you need to stomp your feet, realizing that God has parted the Red Sea and caused you to walk over onto dry land. See, it ain't been easy, but you are still standing, so you've got a testimony. Somebody needs to realize, and you need to tell somebody, because there's somebody going through a difficult situation. You need to tell them that I've had some difficult days, but beloved, I've been knocked down and I've almost been counted out, but I'm still here. I'm still here because I got a Father in heaven that loves me. Somebody is going through a difficult situation right now that that they need to hear. You tell them your story. They need to know that they are not the only ones that have had difficult days. They're not the only ones that are going through tough times. They need to hear you and they need to hear you tell them, but God, hold on. If he did it for me, he'll do it for you. Somebody needs to realize, but God, but for God, I wouldn't be here. You're still standing. Yes, you're still standing. So I say to you, enjoy the beauty of this day that God has made. Continue to stand. And until next time, goodbye.